5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Heyo, welcome to the Drunken Nerds Podcast. This is our third episode. My name's Dan. Over here on the other side is Schubert. And we're back. We took last week off.
Our return of the Jedi.
That's right. Yeah, we took a week off.
Return of the Drunken Nerds. A well-deserved week off.
It was. Yeah, it was. It was great. We're in the happiest place on earth at Disney. Now I'm back in the tundra over here in New Hampshire.
Hey, it's a tundra down here too.
Oh, yeah. What are you at, 40 degrees over there?
It hit 30 last night.
Hit 30, yeah. But you're smart, man. You stayed in Florida.
Stayed. Didn't go anywhere.
Yes, it didn't go. That's the way to go.
Going back next weekend.
Going back again?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Back to Orlando, yeah.
Looking likely.
Oh, it'd be awesome. No, I'm jealous. I come home, I flew home on Sunday. I didn't look at the news at all. Next day, I get 2 feet of snow the next day.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what happens over here. But so I'll be coming back soon.
You got it.
Maybe next week. I
say do it. It's a holiday weekend.
Hey, why not? If you're going to Orlando, I can't say no to that.
I've booked the Universal Studios trip today, so we'll be making a trip to Harry Potter World.
Oh yeah, good place. Jurassic Park new ride isn't out yet, is it?
Not yet. We're looking at July, I think.
So one of my friends who I used to work with, she test rode it last week, so it is functional. So it's going. So it's got to be close.
It sounds like it's pretty good. I know some of the walls are down. You can actually see it now.
Yep.
This year, all summer long, they put up the walls and pretended they weren't building anything behind it when it was clear as day they were. But
oh yeah.
Now they're down apparently, and you kind of can get a peek at it. So we'll see. Maybe next weekend we'll get a little preview of it.
Sounds perfect. Check it out. Let us know what you think over there.
The Velocicoaster.
Yes. Is it a feet hanger? A feet dangler?
I think it's some sort of hybrid. I think you I think you might be like lying flat.
Okay.
It's some sort of you're dangling.
Yeah. All right. Well, these new rides are awesome. I mean, obviously, we just came back from Disney World, and we're sorry we did not do the Instagram live like we teased a couple weeks ago. We failed miserably on that, but we did.
We were fighting the clock. We were fighting the clock a little bit,
they closed at 8:00, which is crazy to me.
And so we got a little bit of a delayed start, like we usually do. We usually push everything.
Yeah.
So we were rushing a little bit.
We were definitely rushing. So we went with. So I met up with you for Around the World. I was with my family at the time, so that kind of set us back a little bit. And as soon as we went on the Frozen ride, which I think you went on a bunch of times.
I went on more than a couple.
You went more than a couple. So I finally got the family to leave, and my wife's like, let's. I can't bring everything back. I can't bring the 2 strollers. I'm like, we'll keep a stroller. We'll keep one. So like whatever. We'll walk around with an empty stroller. Then we realized we're going to do Around the World after that, and the first country that we go to is Canada.
Started in Canada, north of the border.
North of the border, exactly. And we saw that they had, as we mentioned 2 weeks ago in our podcast, you always get the biggest, best beer. And they had souvenir cups.
We don't turn down souvenirs.
No, absolutely not. So we said, yes, souvenir cup. I think it was a Moosehead at Canada.
Moosehead Lager, I think was.
I think it was Moosehead. It was all right. Nothing special.
Most of the beers they have at the Around the World are nothing special. They're kind of just generics of foreign beers.
Right.
But Germany, yeah. I had a Beck's, which is kind of weak.
Not the best of, no good.
I don't even think it's German. It must be.
Who knows? Who knows anymore with them? But we got the souvenir cup, and we were excited. And went to Britain next, and we saw another souvenir cup. Like, awesome. We know it. So we were putting on our Twitter at the Drunken Nerds, say we're going to do the first ever souvenir cup around the world.
Also, my personal Instagram, at Matt Does It All.
Yeah, we're doing it. So we're checking everything.
Souvenir.
So we're all excited. And I'm thinking, not only is this awesome, they're good souvenir cups, but we have a stroller to carry all these empty cups.
The souvenir came in handy real quick.
Oh, yeah. So we're looking at the stroller.
Probably where's the missing child in the stroller filled with empty beer bottles?
Yeah. The kid's gone, but we got our empty cups. And then I think the next country, I believe, was France, right? The third country?
Third country, I think, was France. Yes.
I think it was France because we were looking around saying we want to get a souvenir cup.
Don't exist.
They don't exist. I couldn't believe it. So we're asking them, telling us they're third-party companies, so they don't do it. So they get you all riled up for the first 2 countries. So that's when we stopped their Twitter.
Yeah,
so we apologize for that.
They make you think you're going to get the collectible cup in every country.
Right.
With the first 2. And then it goes to hell real quick.
They lied.
I think it was about 6 or 7 countries before we got to another souvenir cup.
Yes, Germany.
Which was, so second to last.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, the France guy offered us a souvenir
champagne
glass, whatever it was. It didn't have anything on it. So.
No, it was just a disposable plastic cup, but thicker than your normal disposable plastic cup.
So anyway, we gave up for the souvenir around the world, but we did still do around the world. We didn't.
What did we finish with? 3 souvenir cups.
3 souvenir cups.
So when you start out with 2 and only finish at 3, I think they were trying to get us hooked on something they weren't ready to provide.
Yeah, we were really searching for it too, but it is what it is. And I found out after like 5 countries, my stomach was turning so much from the different beers.
Yeah, it was World War III in there.
Oh, it was. Oh yeah, that was having it. So when I
went margarita, beer, champagne coulis, Japanese sake snow cone.
Yeah, the snow cone. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. I told you I was going to do beer all around. And then I got to America, and it's like, I just need some Jack Daniels. I need something to settle down my stomach. I
Thank God, America. That was my first chance at finding a Bud Light.
That's right. You got a Bud Light. Yep, of course. I know you've been eyeing that thing.
I couldn't wait.
A couple hot dogs and a Bud Light, I think you got.
It was like a rejuvenation effect.
Yep, and we had we had a band going too during that in America. It was quite the country going on.
Yeah, it was like being back in America again.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So we had a great time.
Sometimes that halfway, you need that. You need to feel like you're back in America.
Yeah,
you've been traveling the world for a few hours. You just need what you're used to.
Go back home. We went back home, got some hot dogs, and
got a couple hot dogs.
Good to go. But yeah, so after that, we did end up at our top 2 bars in the entire country at T-Rex right after that, right?
I bring it up every time.
And we got 2 more souvenir cups. 2. So I now have...
We said it would not happen.
Oh, definitely not. I don't even know what to do anymore. I haven't... You've been to, obviously, my house downstairs in my bar. I literally have an entire bar just filled with, I think, Orlando souvenir cups at this point.
My parents' house in Florida, they don't know that I have a full drawer of souvenir cups at their house. Usually after Disney, that's where I go and drop all my crap off. And there's a full drawer of souvenir cups.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the souvenir cups, they don't end. And of course, I'm shipping an entire suitcase back home with literally I think I have 12 cups.
Yeah, but you brought it down with beer.
Yeah, and the beer's now gone. Filled them with souvenir cups.
Fill it with the souvenir cups.
Worked out perfectly. Exactly. I feel like everybody won that night because after we had, whatever it was, 15 drinks around the world, we went shopping for the girls. So we went to the Disney stores and
get some toys.
Oh, I swear they must know when somebody does around the world going into Disney Springs, they holding the credit card up in the air and just be like, take me.
Here's a picture of this guy. Come find him.
Oh my goodness. We were just spending left and right. But so everybody won. Around the world, we had a good time. The family had a good time.
I'm sure the bartender at T-Rex appreciated us.
Oh, he definitely appreciated us, I think. Oh, yeah. So that was that for around the world. So we had a great time over at Disney. We checked out the new Star Wars world, obviously. I know you've done it before.
I've done it a few times, so I'm excited to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, so that's my first time going on I've been on Smuggler's Run, the first time on Rise of the Resistance, which was awesome. I mean, it really was really good. Just the whole experience. I mean, the trackless thing that you're on, the visuals, it was amazing. It blew me away. I didn't think it was going to be that good. I know people are going crazy for it. It's by far the best ride at Disney. Not even close.
I think once you get to the actual ride part, I think it's a little underwhelming. I think up until then, it's clearly the best theme park experience I've been on. The first time I rode it, I thought the ride was over before it even started.
Yep.
Just that part, when you're walking through the queue, and then there's sort of like a pre-ride part, and there's actors.
Right.
They're interacting with you. I thought that was the ride. And then you hop on the trackless ride, which it's good, but it's not blow me away good for me.
Yeah. No, I thought overall it was great. I mean,
overall, it's incredible.
It's a huge, huge space too. I mean, it's big from beginning to end. And
bringing that up, the upcoming Guardians ride, the space, it's about 4 times the size.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I mean, what they do with the queue lines alone now, you're right, just like the lead up to, just like the Avatar ride where they have the lead up to where they transform you into the Avatar and put you on. They're doing that more and more before the ride actually even begins.
Yeah, the ride before the ride.
Yep, which is fantastic. So that was great. Smuggler's Run, I still won't go on again because I'm still bitter about being the engineer every single time I go on that stupid ride.
So I was the engineer this time. And I was fine with it.
You're fine being the engineer?
Yeah, it was okay.
Oh, I've been on it 3 times so far. Engineer every time, so I said I'm not taking the chance of being an engineer again.
So I will say this this past time, earlier in the summer and in the fall, they would give you, because of COVID, your own pod regardless.
Okay, so you pick your position?
It was 100% pick your position. It was you, your family, and nobody else.
Okay.
This is the first time I've been integrated with other people.
Interesting.
So they're working their way back to normaler times, it seems.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to go on it, but I was just so bitter last time I went to Disney World.
The last time I was on it, it actually was my first time on it, and the ride broke on me.
Yep.
I thought it was part of the ride. It was just a complete
blackout. Did it make you get off?
Oh, I was in darkness, and they wouldn't say anything to me for like 10 minutes. So I started getting real panicky real quick. No cell phone service. So I'm sitting there in the dark in the pod going, hey, this is part of the ride. 10 minutes later, I'm like, get me out of here. And finally, they came back. They're like, well, if you want to go on again, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I know it
got a little claustrophobic in there.
I would imagine.
It was kind of like the episode. Remember of Doctor Who when they got stuck on that like subway train?
Oh yeah,
and they were like ready to kill each other within like 10 minutes.
You're already there.
I would have been there if there had been other people in there.
What were you? Were you a pilot at the time?
I was the pilot at the time. Luckily.
Oh, okay.
I kind of thought it was my fault.
It could have been. It could have crashed right down.
Right.
See, I don't know because I've never been a pilot.
It was the first time, so I was like, this is I think.
So either you were horrible or the engineer could hit the button.
Yeah, well, the timing couldn't have been perfect. It was like crashed into something and then everything went black. I was like, oh, it's all part of the ride. No.
No. Yeah, things break down a lot at Disney. It
seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. So we were there for a few rides. We're definitely down and out for a few days, but
yeah, I haven't been to Hollywood Studios yet, where the Mickey's Runaway Railroad has not been.
Yeah, that one's had a lot of problems. We did go on that. That one's has a lot of problems too. So it is all these new rides. I mean, they're trying to get a little more creative.
Lots of technology.
So, yeah. Oh yeah. But we did do the build a lightsaber. You
did.
I did.
I want to hear about this because I had an appointment, but I canceled it at the last second because it was a little late in the day and I didn't think I'd be able to stick around that long.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty awesome, the whole experience. And luckily, I took my daughter as like bait, so it doesn't make me look like I'm going in by myself because every single person in there.
Which I would have been.
You would have been the only single guy in there, I guarantee it.
Interesting.
Because every single person had, I think average age had to be between like 9 and 10 years old.
It's kind of a contrast to what I would have said because just walking around the park, most of the kids had the Build-A-Droid.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of the older, nerdier looking fellas like me, they'd all have their lightsaber clipped to their belt.
Yeah, maybe it was just the one I wasn't in. Every single one that I was in, they had kids. And so I was like trying to teach my daughter, like, oh, get this one. And of course not. I ended up with a pink lightsaber. I couldn't get out of that one. Oh, yeah, it was like a purple. It looked pink.
I would have done the purple myself.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's the one I got. I tried to talk her out of it.
Did you do the nature set?
Did do the nature set.
Of course, everybody picks the nature set.
Yeah. So, but it's also $240 by the time it's all said and done.
Yes, it is.
So we're walking out with this thing.
That's part of why I canceled. If you don't cancel within 12 hours, you get charged the $200.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
So that makes sense. I was approaching my cancellation window, and I'm like, cancel.
Yeah. It is an experience. They make it a whole show, and then they make it fun. So it was worth it. I mean, it was fun. Obviously, I get it.
Yeah, it looks fun. And take home souvenir. The saber part fit in your suitcase?
It did fit.
Yeah, just barely?
Barely fit. I had to put like sideways, like corner to corner, opposite corner. But it did fit. And the funny thing is, though, like walking through Hollywood Studios at night, the amount of lightsaber battles I saw between like people, looked like
they do sell the cheap ones pretty cheap, and I'd say just about every other kid I walked by had one of the cheap ones.
And were they doing all the like the Jedi? Like
I did not
literally walked by fights. I walked by lightsaber fights and people doing the Force, and I really wanted to jump in, but I couldn't go that far.
Now, did you do a double-sided or just a single?
Didn't do it, just a single.
Yeah,
just a single. So, but next time maybe we'll try the droid. I haven't done the droid yet either.
The droid, just as an outsider, it looks pretty cool. It looks like it would be very cool for kids.
Yeah, I think probably a little better for kids. I want to do this for myself. I just use the child, but that's the best thing about it.
Yeah.
So it worked out. I mean, Disney's obviously has come a long way. I mean, Star Wars world's awesome. You know, they have the Ratatouille, Guardians, Tron. So
yeah, a lot of new stuff this year coming.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, it's definitely different with COVID. Obviously, it's the safety measures. It's kind of strange, you know, if you can't go near anybody, which is kind of nice.
A lot less strange than 6 months ago, which was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're at about the capacity. I don't think they're going to let it get much more. I don't think it's weird. I don't think people are going to like being shoulder to shoulder at Disney with people and their smelly little kids.
I don't think so. I think this is changing everything. The way that lines are built and they put up all those plexiglasses in between lines. They're not tearing those things down.
I would like to see the fast pass come back. That's one thing I don't.
Right. Yeah, you're still waiting in line.
It's averages out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather wait a half an hour or an hour or get the fast pass and nothing?
Right.
I think most people would say a half hour. I want the fast pass. I just want nothing.
They get their trial and error set up for them. They have a lot of changes they got to make come summer. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, so we were at Disney. Fun time as always.
Sure you'll be back pretty soon. I may be back next weekend.
You know, you can talk me into it, especially. I mean, if I can come down for 2 days and do Universal,
I'm leaning towards
why not.
I'm leaning towards a solo Valentine's Day around the world.
When is Valentine's Day? It's not the weekend, right?
It's on the weekend.
Is it on the weekend?
Oh, it's on the weekend. I think I might be spending the night in Epcot, Paris that night.
Okay. Well, I think the best Valentine's gift for my wife is probably her getting rid of me for a night. So maybe I'll have to come visit. You know,
I saw a survey this week. They said that's the number one Valentine's Day. By
yourself?
A night off.
Yep. Well, it's funny because this past trip, my wife's birthday was during the trip. And so I joked around before, like, you know what, on your birthday, you know, I'll take the kids at Disney. You can do whatever you want. She goes, what makes you think that I want to be alone at Disney? I go, it's just, I don't know. I thought, and then literally the day before she goes, so is that offer still up? Can I go Disney Springs by myself? I'm like, I knew you'd want to be by yourself.
They say that's the number one present you can give these days.
I might have to do it then. Go. She can be by herself. I'll go to Universal for a day. Everybody's happy.
It sounds good.
All right. So, well, we're back. And so I think, Schubert, the biggest thing here, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I know a lot's happened. And you're up to date. I'm not.
I'm not that up to date, but
on WandaVision?
On WandaVision. Yeah, that's where we're going.
That's where we're going.
It seems like that's where we head every week, but that really seems to be the only sort of new content we're getting out of any.
There's not a lot. That's why I figured start with that, Disney to Disney. So, you know, we'll talk about WandaVision quickly here and see what we think of the latest episode.
Yeah, we're finally getting something.
Mm-hmm.
You watched it yourself, or you haven't yet?
I did watch it.
Okay, so they're finally giving us some.
Right.
I guess you'd like to call it progression into the cinematic universe.
Right.
My first thing, we're getting the whole series, it's getting very, very reminiscent. It reminds me a lot of Lost right now.
Mm-hmm.
we don't really know what's going on. We have this weird sort of space. Now we're getting flashbacks into side characters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where we're headed with it, but I don't think it's to be ignored.
So who do you think the villain's going to be of the show?
So we're still dealing with this. I know last week I said I thought it was going to be Mephisto.
Yeah.
Which is the devil. That's still where I'm leaning.
Okay. That's the biggest talk, obviously, by far, for people talking about that.
There's the kind of second place one is the Higher Evolutionary, which it's kind of a deep comic dive.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's big. He's big in the origin. He's big into the origin of quite a few other Marvel characters. So it could set him up. It's not sort of the household name in the Marvel universe.
Right.
But he's a pretty big role.
Yeah. I know she teased, obviously, saying they're going to have like a huge moment. So
Elizabeth Olsen has teased this, and Paul Bettany has himself. He came out and said a few weeks ago that he acted a scene with somebody who's incredibly highly respected and sort of like a bucket list to share a scene type of guy. So the predictions are starting to fly on that. You've heard that? What are you thinking?
I honestly have no idea because they didn't pull any of that up because I didn't want to ruin it. I did pull up. I just saw their quotes as saying that it's going to be a huge surprise. So I don't. Yeah,
Elizabeth Olsen compared it to the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Yeah. Luke Skywalker.
Right. So,
there's a couple.
Do you have anything in mind?
Couple ways we're gonna go. One, I know of one that's coming within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's already been kind of spoiled on the webs, which there's rumors that Disney might fast track some of the episodes. We might get like 2 episodes a week, just so people avoid these spoilers because they're that big. That's not the one she's talking about. That's not the one Paul Bettany's talking about. The one upcoming, it's either this week or next week. It's a complete mindfuck.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be great. But as for the one they're talking about, we got some choices. I'd say the clear-cut answer is probably Doctor Strange.
Right. This is what we're leading into it, obviously. So
Elizabeth Olsen is going to be in Doctor Strange 2.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Bettany, Vision, they never shared a scene. I mean, it feels like everybody in the Avengers shared a scene with everybody at some point.
Right.
But Doctor Strange really only shared with Tony Stark, Spider-Man, and Thor. So I'd say he's the leading contender. Others, I'd say it would be some sort of Spider-Man, Spider-Verse thing. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, because they're setting that up soon too.
They're going to set that up, so it could be one of them. And then the wild one that I think it could be, Michael Fassbender as Magneto.
Okay. Yep. Sorry, intertwining that would be perfect.
Yep. Obviously, Magneto is Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver's father in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how they work that in. I think we're going to see it worked in somehow.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's their opportunity for sure. To get
Marvel is definitely eyeing Michael Fassbender for a role, whether it's to continue on as Magneto. There's been rumors that he could be Doctor Doom, which would be cool. But he's going to be in Marvel sooner or later.
Yeah. All right. I like that. I like that. It's definitely going to be in there, I think, for sure, to kind of get the X-Men thing going. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think for sure we're going to see the X-Men spun out of this series.
Yeah.
Whether it's subtle or this is the whole thing's sort of based on M-Day, which is my personal favorite comic book arc of all time. So there's a little bit to it, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Awesome. It's definitely picked up the past 2 weeks for sure.
Yeah, the last 2 have been a much bigger improvement over the first 2.
I mean, they did what, the first 2 episodes, I think they got everybody a little frustrated, then they just
started giving it to us real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Disney Plus isn't going to mess it up. I mean,
this past week, I think for the next 4 to 5 years, anything that gives us any sort of snap or blip or the unblip material or look into it, people are going to be into.
Yeah. Good start. Love it. We'll follow up with WandaVision every week. I mean,
for a while.
We have to. I mean, it's going to be big when it comes to the future movies. We don't have
many movies coming out. So.
Yeah, future spinoffs. I know Wakanda, like a future spinoff there. They're going to spin off everywhere when it comes to Disney and Marvel. So.
Everything. It seems like every week they're announcing a new one.
Yeah, which is great. So we'll keep everything up to date here. We'll talk about them. It's exciting. We'll stick with the movies for you for a little longer, just quickly. So obviously during the last game, NFC Championship, they had the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer that came out.
Who you got?
I don't know. That was an awesome trailer.
Great trailer.
It's going to be the popcorn movie of all time. It's going to be nonstop action.
I love popcorn movies.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fight after fight. Even during the trailer, you saw like 3 different, like just based on like time of day in places. There was like 3 huge fights with them already. So I know the big thing right now is obviously with them fighting, they have the Mecha Godzilla on there, which they keep showing in the shadow in the background or they're in the trailer. So they give some hints here and there, but the movie's going to be fantastic.
One thing I liked about it is that we got daytime fights.
Yes.
Part of what turned me off about Godzilla was both movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're entirely at night.
Yep.
It kind of took away from it. You didn't get it. I don't know. Something about it just didn't work for me.
I think this is going to be a daytime, an afternoon time, a nighttime, probably a middle of nighttime fight.
Godzilla and King Kong are going to have brunch together.
It's going to be pretty intense. I mean, I'm looking forward to this one.
I liked the axe that King Kong had.
Yes. Yep.
Supposedly the axe was made with one of Godzilla's vertebrae.
Really?
Which is pretty badass. So I'm taking King Kong in this fight.
Yeah. I heard King Kong's like double the size from Skull Island.
Oh, it's like, no, he's like triple the size. So he's had some HGH in the, it's about 30, 40 years in between movies.
Big boy.
You know, I'm a big King Kong honk.
So. Oh yeah. It's going to be great. Look, but the question remains though. So this is going straight to streaming services again. I mean, it's going to be in theaters again. And I was very disappointed with the little things.
Yeah.
Very, very disappointed with little things.
Finally got to watch his little things.
I watched it when I was in Disney.
And I warned you.
It was horrible. But it also gives me the question, though. So there's been 2 big movies released that went straight to streaming so far recently.
We're looking at 0 for 2, I think, right?
Wonder Woman, yep, and Little Things. Both were not good.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm hoping it's just
This goes back to my theory that I brought up to you all multiple times. Like how I think, like, Disney keeps putting off Black Widow.
Right.
Kind of makes me think it's got to be good.
You would hope that they keep putting off a reason.
They're just like anything that keeps getting put off. I think there must be a reason.
Right.
It's starting to get me a little worried about King Kong Godzilla. They moved it up.
Yeah, that's the only thing that worries me because I've seen the streaming service ones and I'm like, are they really like cutting down quality or whatnot? So we'll see. If they go 0 for 3 on straight to streaming, then I'm going to start.
We still have a little while, I think.
Yeah, so that comes out in end of March, right?
Did they move it up that far? Yeah,
I think it's like
we might be in trouble.
It's like March 20th.
Hey, Soul was pretty good.
Yeah, I guess if you want to go there,
but you can kind of delete Disney from the equation. I'd like to think because does Disney ever put out anything bad?
Right. I don't think they would unless it's pretty polished. But I think a lot of these other companies maybe are panicking and they need to get them right out.
Wonder Woman, we need to get you out to theaters.
Yeah. So I'm hoping for Godzilla vs. Kong, but
we got our fingers crossed.
We'll see. I mean, it looks good. The trailer was good. So
if you had to put a line on that fight, what would you score at?
How many rounds are we talking?
We'll just go money line.
I'm putting money
Godzilla minus 140.
I mean, Godzilla has to be the minus for sure.
He has to be, yeah.
I mean, I would take the underdog.
I would take Kong, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're riding with Kong.
Yeah, but so Godzilla would definitely
be like close. Yeah,
got to keep it close.
Yeah,
yeah, but they're not going to let Godzilla just beat him down.
No. It's not a minus 700.
Yeah, no, minus 140.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, so All right, so I look forward to in a month. I know it's not much else going on, but over the weekend, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, just as a highlight. The Royal Rumble happened.
It happened, all right.
And it was awesome.
It's pretty good.
They finally did something good. I mean,
I'd say it was one of the most solid pay-per-views WWE has put on in quite some time.
Yeah. Oh, I think by far. I don't think it was even close. I mean, I bought this poster behind me because of the Royal Rumble. It was that good because they had Roman Reigns.
Where it is, it's the head of the table.
The head of the table. It's down into my living room already.
It's in your kitchen.
In the kitchen. That's right.
It's the head of your table.
Yep, it is the head of my table. So that match was awesome. Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. Awesome match. The women's and the men's Royal Rumble are both really good. But the big question is for Edge, who do you think he's going to call the belt for? Which belt's he going after?
I still don't know.
It's going to be Roman Reigns. I'm calling this right now.
They're
doing the spear versus spear. It's going to happen.
I don't see who comes out of that with anything.
So you think it's going to be McIntyre?
I think it's going to be somebody else.
So you think?
I think somebody else will be the Raw champion, and that's who it will be.
Really? They never do that in between now and WrestleMania.
I'm still not ruling out Edge versus Christian.
You think Christian's going to take it from somebody?
I mean, you have the Elimination Chamber in between.
Yeah.
Anybody can take the title. I don't see Roman losing. Roman is going to be fighting Bill Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, whoever. Somebody huge.
Yeah.
I don't think Edge is that guy.
All right.
And McIntyre versus Edge just doesn't work on any level. My ideal match would be Edge versus AJ Styles.
Okay.
So Elimination Chamber. Let AJ win the belt. Edge decides to challenge AJ. I don't think it's a big money match per se, but it's the best wrestling match you're going to put Edge in with that you can attach a program to.
Okay. But you actually think they're going to change titles between now and Mania?
I do, just because I don't see Edge facing Roman or Drew.
I mean, it'd be a shock if they change it.
I think they teased it last night. I think you'd have Edge versus Finn Balor.
I am not a Finn Balor fan, but we'll see.
And they screwed this up last year by having the Royal Rumble winner Charlotte face Rhea Ripley, take her title, and then Rhea just got buried afterwards. And Charlotte didn't get anything from winning the NXT title. So hopefully they learn their lesson and don't do that 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
But I don't see Edge versus Roman. I don't see Edge versus Drew. It's got to be somebody else. It could be The Miz. The Miz still has the briefcase.
That is true. I forgot about that. Yeah, he does. So there'll be maybe there'll be a change. And the women's one, Bianca Belair, that's a big one.
It's awesome. She's definitely going to be facing Sasha.
Yeah.
They've been teasing that for a while now.
Which would be an awesome match.
Great match.
So they're setting everything up pretty good. I mean, I don't think there's any bad parts of Royal Rumble, really.
No, there were a few spots in the women's match that I didn't like, but it worked itself out.
Yeah.
Men's was pretty good. It was there were some slow points, but it was a solid Rumble match.
Yeah, which is good. We needed it. It actually got me back into WWE. I was off of it for a while. This past Raw was the first Raw I think I've watched in 5 months. I mean, it still wasn't great, but
probably since SummerSlam.
Probably. Yeah. It's been horrible.
Product hasn't been good.
So hopefully this turns a corner. They ride this wave at least till WrestleMania, and then figure themselves out there.
Hoping for a good thing. Both The Rock and John Cena have basically mathematically eliminated themselves from appearing at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Due to COVID restrictions in their filming schedules. So
yeah.
Basically, if they showed up at WrestleMania, they'd have to quarantine 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically writes 6 weeks off the map for them. And they both said, no, we aren't doing that. So,
well, in a way, we were kind of right for our Royal Rumble prediction. We said an older wrestler had to come in and win it.
We did say that.
I mean,
we
thought
picked whether
Cena.
it was Goldberg or Cena.
But Edge was perfect to win that.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
announced only about 2 or 3 days ahead of time that he would be entering.
Yeah.
And it was a good way to get the Randy blow off without having to do another 2 months of him fighting Randy.
Yeah. It was perfect. And how they did the Orton Edge match on Monday. It was awesome.
They got they're done.
Yeah.
I was thinking we were going to get another Red Edge versus Randy at WrestleMania, which nobody wants to see at this point because we want to mix it up for Edge.
Yeah. So they did it right. I mean, finally. I mean, because obviously AEW has been pushing them a little bit.
Yeah, I'm happy. My one gripe with the Rumble is we got no Keith Lee.
That's right. Yeah, I know you did not like that.
He was probably from the gambling odds, he was the second biggest favorite to win the Rumble. He didn't even appear at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't even like talking about it. It just gets me angry.
And was he even on Monday Night Raw?
Nope. So he hasn't been seen in 2 weeks. He had his match with Drew McIntyre, which was fantastic for the title. And he had a match. He tagged with Sheamus, and then they fought each other. So they both did double duty, and both were great matches. It's one of the best matches Sheamus has put on in quite a while too. And so Keith can't put on a bad match with anybody, and they can't figure out what to do with him. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I hope he gets Brock Lesnar. Brock, is a weird guy. He likes doing his own thing, but apparently he likes Keith. So maybe we'll see that at Mania.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of set him up for that, but yeah, hopefully go in the right direction. Even Kenny Omega, I think, even tweeted about WWE saying, "I know they did really well." Like he made a comment like that was good. So
one thing I know you liked about it.
What's that?
Bad Bunny.
Who is it?
Bad Bunny.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about Bad Bunny. It's been awesome. I mean, I knew who he was, but in the Rumble, he was awesome. He jumped off the top rope. And then the next day on Raw was awesome.
He looked a lot better than Snoop Dogg jumping off the top rope.
Much better. Yeah, Snoop Dogg really struggled getting off that top rope.
But Bad Bunny looked good.
Bad Bunny looked great. That's not the end of the Bad Bunny either. He's definitely going to be doing a lot more.
So I think we're getting the match at WrestleMania.
You think it's going to be Miz versus Bunny?
No, I think we're going to get Miz and Morrison versus Bunny and Damian Priest.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Wait, Damian Priest had a good debut.
He did. Really good debut.
He was a little cold in next, but I enjoyed the debut, and I like where they're headed with him. So I think he's got a bright future.
Yeah. Yeah, he was great. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with WWE. Hopefully better stuff than recently. We'll see. Yeah. But AEW had a huge
big night
thing yesterday too. I mean,
we keep saying we're not going to be a wrestling show, but wrestling's been good the last couple of weeks, so we just got to keep talking about it.
Right, and if there's other movies and shows and stuff that comes out, we'll talk about that. But there's not a whole lot going on.
What was it? The Bash at the Beach last night.
Bash at the Beach, which is also really, really good
show. Yeah.
I mean, top to bottom, beginning to end, it was really good. Obviously, the biggest thing was at the end where they keep combining other wrestling companies, which is unheard of in wrestling, basically. So, look at what All Japan.
It was New
Japan. So it's Kenta coming out. Kenta, who
had a sort of run in NXT. I think he was in a Royal Rumble a year or two ago. His WWE name, Hideo Itami.
Yep.
One of NXT's only fails in terms of bringing in a well-established person. But now he's back. He's back in New Japan. Now he's in AEW, it looks like. He has been in New Japan. He's sort of had a thing with Jon Moxley.
Right.
It's sort of like a Money in the Bank type deal. So they're going to play that out on AEW TV. And the travel has been a problem for it, it seems like. I don't think Japan's letting Americans in that easily. So maybe they brought him over because we'll take anybody.
I mean, I like it. I like seeing the cross branding. I mean, I think that you never saw that in WWE when there's other. So it is fun to see. I
don't wonder if we're headed to like a Bullet Club being like an NWO type thing where like everybody's in the Bullet Club.
Right.
What are the numbers at right now? It's got to be over 12?
Oh, it's got to be up there. Yeah, so, at least over a dozen.
So I don't wonder if we're headed towards a Bullet Club versus Inner Circle, where the Inner Circle is most of AEW.
Right.
I'm in for it.
It was fun seeing Inner Circle kind of they got a little tension going on over there.
Yeah,
same with Guerrero.
But if the Bullet Club is the alternative,
yeah.
What if Chris Jericho goes, hey, you're with us or against us, or you're in the Bullet Club?
Right.
I think that could lead to a cool angle.
Yeah. And I did see something. Cody Rhodes had an interview. I think it was on some magazine.
Was it NBA Tonight? Because we got that coming next week.
It was not NBA Tonight. I know we got Shaq coming, but it was a big article. But he was talking about how Chris Jericho has literally been the one that's combined all of these wrestling companies together. He's been the single person that went to New Japan, Impact, all of them.
He's been to all of them. He's been everywhere. He's
the reason they've been intertwining, which is great. So I know he spent a lot of time there in wrestling, so we're sorry, but it's been great.
Next week we got Shaq versus Cody Rhodes.
So. Yeah, we got Shaq. So you'll hear about that next week. You got to tune in. But we'll move on to the next thing, which is this next segment. It freaks me out a little bit. So a couple weeks ago, we were talking about WandaVision and the decades and whatnot. And Schubert kept bringing up Saved by the Bell, being the 90s show. I didn't think anything of it. But the next thing you know, Dustin Diamond is dead.
R.I.P.
What's going on here? I mean,
I think this is the weirder issue is I think you're obsessed with like these side characters dying. This is 2 weeks in a row. You brought up some random guy dying.
I wasn't going to bring up Dustin Diamond today if it wasn't for your comments a couple weeks ago about Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you. Maybe he was the only cast member not invited back for the revival that's on Peacock right now.
Yep.
Maybe we'll call this the Peacock curse. We'll see what happens. You know, we all know, everybody knows I hate the Peacock app.
Yep.
They just keep nailing haymakers on me. They just absorbed WWE Network, so now I'm going to have to subscribe. He didn't get invited back. Let's call it the Peacock curse. I don't
Peacock curse. Okay. Well,
this is the second week in a row you've brought up somebody dying who's just like a random character. I think you're more obsessed with death.
I just thought it was very strange that you brought up Saved by the Bell Fun 90s because I feel like there's a million other shows, and next thing you know, this guy
I could have brought up the Cosby Show and sealed Bill Cosby's death. But, you know, Dustin Diamond, he seemed like a pretty terrible person too. So let's see whose fate I seal next week.
I know, whatever you brought up, I'm going to have to go through my notes on who you brought up today and see who passes away next week.
Hopefully it's not Edge.
It won't be. Yeah, don't say his name.
He's in good
you never
health.
know. At this point, who knows? So, all right. Well, anyway, I had to bring that up because that freaked me out.
Back to celebrity. Dan's celebrity death of the week.
I'll bring up another one next week. I'm sure another one will drop.
Sick, morbid person.
All right, Schubert. Anyway, speaking of death, are you still drinking Bud Light over there?
It's always Bud Light.
Bud Light. All right. I was hoping for a miracle.
We're going to get an endorsement deal out of this at some point, right?
If you drink the amount that you drink and continue showing it, then I think so.
I hope so.
Yeah. So, well, I'm drinking.
What are you drinking? Yeah.
Aeronaut. This is King Louis. It's a pretty intense beer. I think it's like 10%.
Got the third eye going up there.
Got the third eye. So this is a triple IPA.
Triple?
10%. Based out of Somerville, Mass. So again, same thing with it's hard because again, regional. So Somerville, I think they do branch out of all New England, but I'm about to take my first sip. So we'll see how this one compares to last week's, which was Burlington Beer Company, which was awesome.
The BBC. Better or worse than BBC?
It's all right.
BBC was your current champ, though, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to lose to BBC. This has got like almost like a toffee creamy taste almost.
Like a Heath bar?
It's almost like a Heath bar. Yeah, you're right.
That sounds pretty good.
That almost sounds exactly what it tastes like, a Heath bar.
That sounds delicious. That sounds up my alley.
Yeah, it's a little bitter, though. It's good, but I'm going to still give it to the Burlington Beer Company from last week.
Dan can't say no to the BBC.
Yeah, even though I just had one before this started.
I probably don't bring this up.
Yeah, it was.
We'll blame that on the liquor store.
Yeah. But anyway, it had a little chunkiness in it, and so I had to get rid of it. But I still love the BBC.
So next is we're gonna try a new segment, huh?
Next one?
Yeah, is that next?
Not yet.
Oh, we still got more.
You really, really want to get into the next segment, don't you?
Yeah.
I just want to bring up a quick thing because I thought it was pretty big news. I know not for you don't care, but the MLB The Show is now coming to the Xbox, which is huge. That's been on PlayStation exclusive forever, which from a couple weeks ago, it proves my point, though.
Yeah, we talked about exclusives for a while.
They're losing all the exclusives.
Yeah.
So now this is the first time it's going to be on the Xbox. With MLB Show has been huge for PlayStation. It's been one of the reasons where it kind of pushes PlayStation a little further when it comes to sports games. And the Xbox has 0 exclusive sports games. So for them coming to that, they're going to do a cross-platform. So now if you're on Xbox, say I have an Xbox X and you have a PlayStation 5, we can still play each other. So I feel like they're cross-branding a little too much, I think, at this point. So I don't know. I mean, they're trying to do the whole, Jackie Robinson's going to be on the cover of it to kind of bridge everything together. But
okay.
I don't know.
We also got word NCAA is coming back.
Yes, that is coming back.
So we're getting a lot of sports news from the video game world.
Yeah, which is still disappointing because they're not getting any exclusives anymore.
We got hints of one exclusive.
What's that?
Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, for the Switch.
Yep.
The Switch doesn't count, though. I'm talking about the other two. There's nothing new.
Yeah.
So
wait, you're talking about these? Have you used your PlayStation 5?
I have Xbox X.
Xbox X. Well, either one.
I cannot get a PlayStation 5. No.
Does it make a difference?
I don't play it at all. The only system I have down here is the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
I played the X, and they have like some cool, like independent stuff, but it's not worth it. Not yet. I mean, hopefully they get their acts together. I don't know. I need a new Halo game or something. But there's not much in the video game world.
No.
So that brings us, Schubert, to the final segment. Another final segment. But our new segment. All right.
That picture's a little horrifying.
Yeah, that is horrifying.
I probably could have used a better picture.
I just figured that since you had the rope, that's at my bachelor party, actually.
It was.
Yeah, so I had to use it. So this is the first trivia segment that we're going to try to stump Schubert. Six-pack challenge. He's got 6 questions. I went easy on him this week, so
we'll see the guy on ESPN? That fat asshole.
Which one?
That fat asshole.
There's lots of them on ESPN.
No, the one he used to do like the trivia. The Schwab.
Oh, it's right, the Schwab. Yeah. It's basically what it is.
Yeah, we'll go for it.
So we're going to do
stuff up my alley.
Yeah, drinking challenge. So if Schubert gets it, I'll take a sip. Even though I'm drinking a 10% beer, I'll still take a decent sized sip. Yeah. And if you can't get it, Schubert, I feel like you should have to drink an entire Bud Light, but I'll just make you take a big sip.
How about we'll do? If I don't get at least 4, I'll chug a Bud Light for you.
You still got to drink each.
I'll sip on my wrong ones, but if I don't get 4, I'll chug you a Bud Light.
You'll be able to get 4, but we'll see what happens. Maybe your brain's mush. Who knows at this point?
Could be.
Your brain's more on the Top Shot because the packs are about to drop in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at my phone. We got a pack drop coming up. We talked about NBA Top Shot. They've had some problems this week. They're continuing to have problems. We'll see what happens in about 4 minutes.
All right, let's do it. The Stump Shoe Challenge. Question number 1. Are you ready, Schubert?
Did you have some sort of like, ba-ba?
I wish I did, but unfortunately, I already spent a couple hours trying to get ready for this podcast. I didn't have another hour to do the bum bum.
So next week, you got to give me like a bum bum.
I'll get the bum bum.
Like a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire one.
I know we should. I was going to do more, but we're still learning. We're still learning this stuff.
It's a work in progress.
This is our third podcast. I feel like, which I forgot this entire time. I had banners put out for every topic. I just realized there it is. All right,
so there goes your 2 hours prep.
Yep, yeah. All my banners have been dismissed today. Yep.
It's all right. Most people are probably listening to us and not watching us.
That's true. That's true. All right, Schubert. Question number 1. In King Kong, what is Ann Darrow doing when Carl first meets her?
What is she doing?
What is she doing when Carl first meets her?
She's in like a play.
This is like the 1933 one, like way back in King Kong.
Being in like a play doesn't work.
When they first meet, what is she doing?
Singing.
Take a sip. That is incorrect. I figure you could get that one easily.
It's oddly specific.
What do you mean? When they meet, it's a big one. It's a big moment.
Who? King Kong?
Ann and Carl.
Who's Carl?
Carl's the guy. Yeah.
Jack Black?
Well, she is stealing an apple.
Okay. That's oddly specific.
I thought you had that one.
Oh, it's singing, dancing.
How big was that sip? Was it a little sip or a big sip?
No, it was pretty good.
All right, good job.
Another one for good measure.
Well, question number 2. Which musical instrument can Scarlet Witch play?
Oh, I remember. There was the flute.
That is very close, but that is incorrect.
It was the clarinet.
That is incorrect. It's a violin.
How is that close to a flute?
It's a musical instrument, but you were wrong again. I figure you had these things down.
These are oddly specific.
I'm just going off what we talked about today.
The stump the shoe. I'm very good at general trivia.
Yeah.
When you get it, that's how I faked like 12 years of English classes. Like,
yeah.
Oh, Billy rode his bike to school. Well, what color was the bike? Oh, screw yourself.
Well, you're going to have to get better for next week then because you're already 0 for 2.
One more wrong, I have to chug the beer.
That's right.
I can't even open it because what am I going to sip from?
Next question. Which WWE superstar
I got this one.
Was eliminated first in the Royal Rumble?
You sack of shit.
I didn't go too crazy here.
Was it Randy? He wasn't eliminated. So who came in number 3? He got eliminated. No, it was bad. It was because I met a bunch of bad guys came in. Was it Ricochet?
Incorrect. It was Jeff Hardy.
I was close. I knew it was one of those 2 good guys.
You had the style, body type style.
No, so it was like a bunch of bad guys versus Ricochet and Jeff Hardy. And I knew it was one of those 2 assholes. And son of a bitch.
I'm gonna take another sip, and then we'll have to watch the pounding of the beer later.
You're gonna have to change your trivia style. I don't like this.
No, I'm telling you, I'm gonna make it hard on you.
Oddly specific.
In 2002, who did Dustin
7.
Diamond beat at NWA TNA's Asylum?
Can you give me a hint? Can I ask a question? Will you give me a hint?
What's your question?
Was it a wrestler?
No.
Was it David Arquette?
No.
That was my answer. So it had to have been a woman. Was it ODB?
Nope. Not gonna get this one either.
You're gonna just let me keep guessing?
You're the trivia master.
These are way too specific.
No, way too specific. I thought I was gonna go going easy on you.
I don't think you'd hear that on Jeopardy. Who did Dustin Diamond beat?
It was Tiny the Bellkeeper.
How the hell would I have got that?
I actually watched it after I've been researching it. He knocked him out in like 40 seconds.
How would I have got that?
You probably wouldn't have.
I don't think there's a human on Earth. If there's a human on Earth that would have got that, I'd like to meet them right now.
Yeah, take a sip. I might have to make it easier for you.
Easier?
All right, question number 5. What is the height requirement to ride Star Wars Smuggler's Run at Disney?
36 inches.
Close, but incorrect. 38.
Jesus Christ. My other guess would have been 48, but that's too tall. So.
I don't think 48's a 1. I think, what's it go, 38, 44? Or 38, 46? I think it's 48, 38, 44.
I don't know. I don't have children, and I haven't worked in an amusement park in 15 years.
Was that a sip, or was that just smelling your beer?
I might have to go get another one if you're going to make me chug.
All right, last one. You're 0 for 5.
We didn't get this pack drop, so you bought yourself some time.
In which movie did Denzel Washington,
The Little Things,
win his only Academy Award for Best Actor?
See, now this is a good question.
Yep.
It's a general trivia question. The answer's Training Day.
Correct answer. There you go.
That's you. I got so used to it that.
Well, you got one.
See, that's a general trivia question.
Well, I'm not a general type of show here. I'm going to go the exact type of things that we went throughout the day.
Who did the Red Sox beat on September 3rd, 1979?
Well, the Red Sox weren't a question today.
I'm just saying that the Schwab wouldn't know that. The Schwab actually probably would.
You had a rough start. So we'll just say you were 1-5 today. We'll see if you can beat that next week.
Where's the 6? Was that was all 5? Or all 6?
That was all 6.
Oh, I thought you missed one.
Yep. No, that was all of them.
Not good.
You got one right.
I'm not going to have a sign-off beer, but maybe I'll do it as we sign off.
Yeah. Well, you have to chug a new beer. If you're going to do the chug, I'll let you do it for the final chug.
Yeah. That wasn't not a good start. You're going to have to come up with some better questions.
I feel like that was some pretty good questions. Not knowing who the first person is kicked out of the Royal Rumble.
Well,
how else am I supposed to do a question on the 2021 Royal Rumble? So
let's say I was close on that one.
Yeah.
I was close on the height one.
You were close on the instrument a little bit.
Not really, but I probably should have got that one. So
the only one that was a little.
4. Yeah.
Okay, so they weren't that bad.
The Dustin Diamond one, no chance.
Well, I didn't know what else to do for Dustin Diamond. I was looking up things. I have no idea.
What was the name of his character on Saved by the Bell?
Well, yeah, if you want to get a freebie.
What's the other one I missed?
The King Kong one.
King Kong, yeah.
Yeah.
What city did he go to?
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask what island, but I was like, this is
who's
too
Jack
easy.
Black?
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I was trying to make it a little harder because I know you kill the trivia, so I don't make it too easy because I don't want to take 6 sips of beer.
Yeah, that's all right. That's fair enough.
You proved me right that I can make it a little bit easier without having to worry about it.
Yeah, we'll find a fine balance.
Okay, we'll work our way in. But that's the first one here. So, but I'm always gonna kind of tailor it towards our topics for the day.
I like it.
So, but anyway, it's the first time I've stumped you. So, what's going on for this weekend?
It's Super Bowl weekend. So.
It is Super Bowl weekend. Are you going to be what city are you going to be in?
I haven't decided yet. I was in Tampa today. I think it's going to be a little too crowded. I don't think you're going to be able to get into anything, So right. I think I might just hang, do my own thing.
Okay.
Make a ton of food. Do a super feast, if you will.
A super feast is always a good thing for Super Bowl. And you're rooting for Tampa Bay, I hope.
I am.
Okay.
There's quite a few teams I'd be rooting over Tampa Bay if they were playing. Me and Tom aren't doing too good these days.
Yeah.
But I can't stand Patrick Mahomes.
He is the worst. The worst.
Okay, a question for you, and this was a good one. Friends of the show, Wrestling Inside the Ropes.
Yep.
They proposed the question: if the 2 quarterbacks were wrestlers, who would they be? And there's a right answer and there's a wrong answer.
Okay. So what do they say?
Who's Tom Brady?
I don't know, like a Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Right. And who's in Mahomes?
Oh, but other acceptable answers? Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock.
Yeah.
There's one correct answer for Patrick Mahomes, and it's perfect.
I'm trying to think who's hurt all the time. I don't know.
He's the MJF.
He is the MJF. He is a faker. You're right. He is.
It's perfect.
Yep, that's perfect.
So there's your WrestleMania match. Cena's going to win.
I was going straight WWE when you told me that, so I was thinking.
And most people, when you propose the question to, you're trying to think of something. No, he's the MJF.
The thing I've been telling with a lot of people is like, how quickly in the game will he start limping or holding his arm or shoulder or faking an injury?
Somebody, I can't think of it off the top of my head, called it out. I want to say
he does it every game.
I want to say it was the guy who just got the Jets head coach job, Robert Saleh.
Yeah,
he called it out. He said he's calling Bruce Arians and telling them to look for the limp.
Yeah, look for the limp. Like we said, don't believe the limp.
Don't believe the limp.
Don't believe the limp. Yeah. So Super Bowl will be fun.
I think Tampa's got the advantage. They can't blast the cannons though, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You earned home field advantage. It's yours.
Yeah, so something to look forward to. I mean, obviously, there's not a lot of movie talk or
nothing coming out this
weekend.
I can't think of much more. I'm gonna
we got Wandavision tomorrow, but
I think I'm gonna play some video games and watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, what are you gonna play?
TBD. Probably some VR. I've been playing a lot of VR.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with that. So, all right, Cheer.
What's on your plate?
I'll be watching the Super Bowl as well. I mean, that's really it.
Yeah.
I don't have many plans. So Super Bowl, I'll watch it. I mean, obviously, I'm cheering for Tom Brady myself, but it's not a whole lot going on. Obviously, we came back from Disney, so taking it easy now for a little bit. But yeah, recovery. When is the new AEW pay-per-view coming out?
March 7th.
Oh, you know what else is coming out? Barstools fights this weekend.
Rowdy. Yeah,
Rough and Rowdy. That's on Saturday, right?
Jose Canseco.
I'm in. I'm watching it. I'm doing that.
He badmouthed the Kowloon this weekend. I think every motherfucker in Boston is going to tune in to see Canseco get his ass kicked.
I forgot about that. So now I have two big events. And not only that, you told me this earlier, the Puppy Bowl hosted by Snoop Dogg.
The Puppy Bowl is hosted by Snoop Dogg. And if anybody has watched him on commentary on AEW or The Big Show,
or the boxing match, or even the boxing match.
Yeah, the Floyd Mayweather.
Not Floyd Mayweather. Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's awesome. You're right.
There was an episode of The Big Show the other night where the guy was like training alligators, and Snoop was doing commentary. Mm-hmm. Some of the greatest stuff I've ever listened to.
So we just talked ourselves into a mediocre weekend to an awesome weekend.
It's fantastic. It's jam-packed.
It's perfect. All right. So that's going to be it. So, all right. Well, thanks for listening to us. You can follow Schubert at Matt Does It All on Instagram.
Matt Does It All on just about everything.
Just about everything. The Drunken Nerds on just about everything. I'm at the Drunken Saber on Twitter. So check us out. Obviously, we're still learning everything, and we're going to make this better every single week, but we're going to do this every week. We'll see you next week. We're not missing another week.
Beer because I lost trivia.
Yeah, you got to chug that beer. And I'll take a big sip for this one, too, just because our chugging is the less. Well, look at them go.
See ya.
Can't chug 10%.